everyone, and welcome to the Cyber Minute. This is episode number 7. My name is Donald Parker. The first term I want to talk about today is just encryption in general. What's an encryption algorithm? What does it do? How does it operate? So there are many different ways you can encrypt and decrypt information, and essentially you're just changing readable words into non-readable words and then back into readable words. So a different language could be an example of cryptography if you don't understand that language. But typically, an encryption algorithm could be it could be a mathematical formula that you send bits of information, bits and bytes of information into that algorithm, and it'll flip and flop it several different ways. And then it'll come out of the other end as ciphertext, as something that's not readable. You send that ciphertext off to the person you want to communicate with. They run it through the same algorithm backwards, and it flips and flops the bits and bytes until you get the actual readable text. So again, it could be an encryption algorithm could be a mathematical formula. It could be a mechanical device, right? The Enigma encryption system that the Germans used was actually a mechanical electrical type of device that would change letters from plain text to ciphertext and back. I've actually developed a mechanical encryption decryption device that I'll show it to you guys probably next episode or two to come. But it's a simple mechanical tool that shows you how to encrypt and decrypt information. So the next topic I want to talk about is something we mentioned on the last episode, a hashing algorithm. So a hashing algorithm is something that takes bits and bytes of information. Imagine taking a bean counter and you pour a bag of beans into the bean counter. You've got the little black dot on certain beans, and it'll identify the orientation of each bean that drops through there, whether the black dot was showing or not. Every time you send that bag of beans through that bean counter, it should give you the same orientation. And at the end of it, when it spits it out, it gives you a number, a hash value, if you will. If you type a message and run it through a hashing algorithm, it'll look at every bit and byte and give you a hashing function, or a hash value. A digest value is another term that we use. Every time you send that message through that hashing algorithm, it'll give you the exact same hash value. If you change just one bit, one byte, one letter in any way and run that new message through the same hashing algorithm, then it'll give you a different hash value, a different digest. That way you know that something has changed. You don't know exactly what has changed, but you know that the integrity of the message has been compromised. Next term I want to talk about is a digital signature. This is a term that we mentioned also last episode, but a digital signature is something that a user would use to provide proof that they are who they claim to be. So to create a digital signature, you would type your message, you would hash that message with a hashing function, and then you would encrypt that hash value with your private key. Okay, so that provides you a digital signature. Digital signature, because you're using a hashing algorithm, it provides integrity. Because you're using your private key, it provides authentication that you are who you claim to be. And the next term, the next and final term I want to talk about is similar to, or sounds similar to, a digital signature, but this one is called a digital certificate. A lot of people mix these two up, of course, because they're so closely related, or sound like they're closely related. But a digital certificate is just a small little file that has it can have a serial number. It could have the end date or the expiration date of the certificate. It could have a user's public key in it. So a digital certificate essentially is what's used to bind a person's identity to their public key. So if you want to send a message to someone named Donald Parker, and there are 3 or 4 Donald Parkers in the environment, you could go to the global access list, the GAL, double click on their digital certificates and see more information about them so you can be sure who you're talking to. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, we've got a boot camp that's going to start August 4th of 2018. If you're interested, go to the website, www.cybersecstudy.com. You can send me a message also at cybersecstudy@gmail.com. All right, guys, take care, stay secure. See you next time.